Push P. Yeah, push P. Turn me up. Turn me up, P. Corners in the paddock, gave my piece. Push P. Cop new hammer for my P. We don't want no.
Hello, my wonderful people of YouTube. This is Cree Cree, and thank you so much for clicking on my video. As always, I truly do appreciate you. I know it's been a while since I have graced you all with my presence with the video, but this particular one, I kind of went back and forth on how I was going to talk about this. Because I initially did a video, but I didn't really know all the facts. I was just kind of going off of the stuff that I seen online. But then I went back in and kind of did a little more research. And so now my thought process on it is a little bit different. Not all the way different, but just slightly, you know. So I want to talk about this crazy situation, this crazy messy situation between Tyler Lepley and Miracle Watts. I know most of y'all listening is like, well, Cree, who the hell are they? So Tyler and Miracle are the newest quote-unquote power couple that's gracing these internet streets. I think Tyler started off on the show The Have and the Have-Nots, and eventually made his way to P-Valley, where he played the bodyguard Diamond. And most of us that knows about P-Valley, you know, knows who he is. You know P-Valley, down in the valley where the girls get naked. You know, with Uncle Clifford and all of them. Miracle came on to the scene. I believe she came on as an Instagram model, I think. But I didn't know who she was until she got on P-Valley. She came on during the second season. Now, I didn't know, and most of us didn't know that, you know, by the time she had came on to the show, that they were already a couple, and she was already very much pregnant with their first child together. But what most of us did not know was the backstory on pretty much how they came about, how their union came together. You know, initially the rumors were swirling around that she was a bit of a homewrecker, and that she made him leave his family for her, because when they got together, Tyler had just ended a 10-year relationship. So he was newly single. He had just ended a 10-year relationship that he had with a woman by the name of April King, who was his talent agent. And they had 2 kids together, with their second child only being a few months old when he got with Miracle. And April kind of built his career, kind of helped him, because he came from what was it? He came from LA. I think he was from LA. And he had initially had aspirations on going into football and majoring in criminal justice. But when you're young and dumb, you know, you do stupid stuff. And so he got in a little bit of trouble with the law. And of course, you know, once you get in trouble with the law, I mean, you can't even have a parking ticket. Ain't nobody gonna take you serious as criminal justice, nothing. So he went to LA with a couple of friends, broke, didn't really know what he wanted to do, what his career aspirations were gonna be. Long story short, he got into a little bit of acting and modeling, got with a few talent agencies, eventually made his way to April King. She took a chance on him, built him up, built his career. They fell in love, bing, bang, boom. So pretty much the masses probably would not know who he is without her, maybe. But after 10 years and 2 kids, the relationship didn't work and they broke up. Not long after their breakup, he meets Miracle. Initially, there was no chemistry between them. They met when she initially auditioned for P-Valley, and she auditioned to play his love interest. So they had to do chemistry reads together. You know, they had to see how they worked well together and how their chemistry was as they were reading lines and she was auditioning and everything. A few months later, they met at a party. By this time, she had already gotten the role. And after that party, it seemed like that they were pretty inseparable. And by the time she got on P-Valley, by the time we saw her on P-Valley, they were already in a full-fledged relationship, and she was very much pregnant with his baby.
Trying to see if I good to play the part for Big Bone, we have to go through something that's called a chemistry to see if you're going to be or work well with the person that already has the role who you will be shooting with.
So first of all, unknown to us, we had a mutual friend. I actually met her on. We have what's called like a chemistry read. Okay. So say if this is going to be a show or a movie or something like that, and I was already booked for the show, and we were we were interviewing your position. They may have you and 3 other people that could do the job.
Okay, so you're already booked, and then she's like a possibility, like
yeah. So they were searching for Diamond's love interest.
Okay, yeah.
So Diamond's already on the show, so they brought in a few big bones people who could do the job.
Yeah.
But then at that point, like whoever can do the job on paper, who gives a good reading. Like that's kind of like tangible, right? Then we have to bring them in the room and see if there's chemistry.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like the behavior will start taking over and stuff.
Yeah.
So I had met her there first. I had known about her, but that was months before we were going to start filming, so I wasn't sure what happened. You go through plenty of chemistries.
And that was it. That was the first time we actually seen each other. We ended the and we never said one word to each other. He wasn't checking for me. I wasn't checking for him. And that was that.
But then in between, when we got on set, again, unknown to me, we had a mutual friend who was having a birthday dinner. And we were at the birthday dinner maybe a few months before we showed up on set. And she had showed up. At that time, I knew she got the job, so it was like that was the first thing we had talked about. Just the fact that she was transitioning into not only a tough business, but a very successful and tough show. It's a high level of performance on the show. So we just started out as friends first, and we kicked it off, and that's how we met. So by the time we were on set, that was already my girl.
Oh my gosh, I love that. How come you chose Miracle to be?
Before we started the show, 7/21/21, we decided to make it official.
She was just talking to me like I was her man, and she was just giving me these ideas that she'd be open to being my lady. And I had said something like that. You trying to be my lady? And we had. But I'm not really in that world. She was there, and between the time I had met her on FaceTime and that point, she had booked it. So now I knew she was about to be, working with me. So we I had always just wanted to. I know what it's like to transition into this business. It can be a lot. Coming from where she's coming from into something like this, especially something like P Valley, got an accent. There's so many things you have over there. She was my friend at first, and really that's how I was going into it. Let me just kind of be like, big bro, and kind of just, saying, shoot the shit.
Oh, you had to come up with big bro.
We hit it off, and we just clicked so hard that it just was what it was. So by the time we started shooting on set, it already was what it was.
How did that work in this area?
All of this drama started after this. Now, Miracle Watts pinned this comment in her Instagram comments, and it says, I heard kids as in more than one. And Miracle Watts responded and said, yes, I have 3 kids. Now, April, which is Tyler's ex, she jumped into the comments section and she said, you do? You have met Leo twice and Jade once. They are not your children. Miracle responds and says, at April M. King #1, I would never try to fulfill your shoes as a mother. I have my own shoes to fill. #2, as a woman and a mother, you should feel good about someone who wants to embrace your children and include them as a family. Would you prefer the opposite? #3, I don't do internet games. You have my number, Miss King. And Miracle finishes off by saying, and I'm happy you can finally write me from your real page. Proud of you. So it sounds like she's been getting some comments from, I guess, a fake page, and she knew it was Tyler's ex. Now after this, Miracle did post a video that seemed kind of shady due to the situation.
For what you need to show her.
And I tell her every single day, if you want to go there, I'll go there with you. Otherwise, shut up.
She don't want to do it. She don't want to do it because she know you going to scrub the ground with her.
I'm going to mop the floor with them.
You don't have to tell me because
Hollywood Unlocked posted all of that to their Instagram page, of course, and they referred to Tyler Lepley's ex as his ex-fiance. Now, Miracle was not feeling that, so she jumped into the comment section and said, that is not that man's ex-fiance. They were never engaged, nor did he cheat on her with me while they were together, child. I don't know who made that up, but it's false. Tyler jumped into the comment section as well because he actually put like a heart face emoji inside the comment section of the video. So he said, ain't nobody trying to be messy, y'all reaching LOL. My girl looked cute on a TikTok, so I dropped an emoji. It's anything but an instigation. I have no negative feelings toward any of my relationships from the past. All 3 of my kids are loved, and that's all I can ask.
Yeah. So your ex-girl, I remember it was something, going on. Y'all
know each other, right?
Yeah, definitely know each other. Miracle Watts had said something about, like she takes on your kids as her kids. Like, how is that situation now? Because I know that April got mad at that. She got mad at that. How is that now, though?
It's a process. It's like it's definitely better than it was. Yeah. It's still got a little way to go.
Absolutely.
I can't as much as I would not like it to be like that. I can't rush anything because this is. you know, again, the problems of the man in the arena, it kind of happens like this. The one thing I will say is that, you know, again, that's the mother of two of my children. You know what I'm saying? I have nothing but love and respect for her. So, you know, I give her grace and patience as she figures out what she got to, you know, feel herself through.
Right.
So now here we are 3 years later. They're 3 years into this relationship. They have their beautiful child together. And about a month ago, she was on her live and she sort of hinted maybe that there was possibly some trouble going on in their paradise, in their whirlwind romance. Basically insinuating that she's getting impatient and that he ain't proposed yet and he better put a ring on it soon. Soon. That's exactly what she said.
Do you see yourself getting married? Of course. Of course. I better see myself getting married soon. Soon. I have a question. Do y'all think it's disrespectful for a man not to marry a woman after being with her for a certain amount of years if they both agree that, you know, marriage is something that they want? I do. And yeah, we're coming up on that time, but so you better get it together.
But my question is this. If he didn't do it for the first girl, what made you think he was going to do it for you? What makes you special and think that you are an exception to the rule? Now, you know, I don't know if he cheated on April with Miracle. I don't think he did. But Miracle really should have paid attention to the signs and really paid attention to why his previous relationship ended and maybe possibly not go the same route, because from the way it looks, she's gonna be waiting 10 years on her happily ever after too. And if he do finally decide to give her a ring, if he do propose to her, it's not gonna even be genuine. There's not gonna be no love behind that. He's gonna do it because he's feeling pressure. He's just gonna give you a ring to shut you up and pacify you. It seems to me that their relationship, when they started, it was mainly based on lust. You know, the sexual chemistry was obviously there, because she popped up pregnant mighty quick, mighty fast. And I don't doubt that he don't love her or that he didn't love her at some point, but if she keeps going in the route that she's going and pressuring him and nagging him and constantly bringing up the marriage or doing anything like that, he's gonna walk. He's gonna walk, just like he did with the first girl. But then I try to be fair. I do try to be fair in my thought process on things like that, because we don't really know everything that really happened. So initially there were reports out there that he was in a relationship with this other lady, April, and then he left her and her 2 kids to go and be with Miracle and have a child with her. But Tyler and Miracle both denied that and said that he was no longer in the relationship with April when they got together. They had already been broken up and all of that. And I mean, if that's the case, I mean, okay, cool. Things happen. But then on the other hand, I know how we as women can be when we are the leaders or when we are the ones taking control and when we are the ones wearing the pants in the relationship. I know how we can get. We think we are the man. We think we're the leaders. We're the one that's wearing the pants. So we're emasculating our men. We're making them feel small. I know how we can get. And who's to say that while April was helping him and building his career, that she wasn't like that towards him? You know, who's to say she didn't have that attitude of, nigga, I made you, and I did this and I did that, and you wouldn't be nothing without me. Who's to say that she didn't do that? And maybe once he got a little bit of power, a little bit of status, a little bit of money, he left. Maybe he felt that he was obligated to be with her all of those years because she helped him, but situations may have gotten worse. You know, their youngest child was an infant. Postpartum may have, reared its ugly head and all that. Like I said, we don't know. So yeah, initially, I was all team April. Like, you don't do that. She built you and you just gonna leave her. But at the same time, I am a woman and I know how we are. And we don't know what transpired between them to make the relationship end. And when Miracle came along, he was single. I mean, it happens. It happens. Maybe he did love her enough to want to marry her at some point, but when you are demanding and controlling and all of these things towards a man, men aren't gonna necessarily go for that. Most men aren't gonna necessarily go for that. And if Miracle don't fall back and let him make that decision on his own and not force his hand at doing so, she's gonna find herself in that exact same predicament. You can't force a man to do what you want him to do. He has to be able to make that decision on his own. He has to, what my husband called acceptable change. A man will change if it's acceptable for him. If it's acceptable change. If it's not, then it's not gonna work. It's gonna be a never-ending battle. I am simply for what is right and what is wrong. And I'm hoping that I'm wrong about this, but I don't see it ending well. I don't see a happily ever after for them. She's gonna be crying the same crocodile tears that the first girl was. And the egg is gonna hit her harder in the face is because allegedly she is the one that caused the demise of that relationship anyway. She broke up that family, allegedly. The ring should have been the requirement before we even got to this part. Now you done got with this man and done blew in his the right way. Now he's souping your head up thinking that he ready to end it all, risk it all for you, only for you to wind up in the same damn predicament. And if he do give you that ring, if she do finally get the ring, it's only to shut you up, to keep you quiet. It's not gonna be genuine. Ain't no real love behind that. Why would you even want it like that? A word to the wise to my young ladies. A man knows within the first 6 months of dating you if he wants to marry you. He knows then. So, honey, if it's been 3 years and now you practically online begging for a ring, it's probably safe to say that, sis, baby, you ain't the one. You ain't the one, baby. Just chalk it up as you being a baby mama and just move on. That's all I got to say on that. In fact, that is all I have to say about it. So, at this point, I'm just going to wrap it up, put a bow on it, and just sit it right here and just let y'all look and admire it. Okay? If you have made it this far, please do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will see y'all in the next video. My name is Cree Cree. Y'all be easy.